Hey, welcome to the Danger Zone. It's Ashley. Everything in my video can be found on a public domain. Full disclaimer is down below. Lots of love and many blessings your way. My husband was talking the other day about a client he has at work. This client is originally from Mexico, and the bulk of his family are still down there. My husband noticed he just wasn't his happy-go-lucky, typical joking, just really funny self. And my husband asked him, "Hey, are you okay? You seem a little different." And he said, "No, I'm not okay." And here's what he shared. He went on to say how he had a lot of really sick, unhealthy family members back in Mexico. And they've been going to the hospital down there. And it seems like each one that go in just don't leave. And when he asked, "Hey, how did so-and-so pass away? What happened to them?" the hospital just would give the same answer for each one of his family members: COVID-19. So his brother ends up in the hospital for a diabetic problem. And the last day he was due to get out, listen to what happened to him. They were doing his, releasing paperwork. And they said, "Look, we need you to sign a paper saying that so-and-so family members of yours certainly passed away from coronavirus." His brother texted him and said, "Hey, look, should I sign this paper?" And the man said, "No, I wouldn't. Don't be responsible for that." So they let him go on his way. No sooner did he get out into the parking lot of that hospital, waiting on his ride. According to a couple of people that witnessed this, a van pulled up out of nowhere. A couple of guys got out and literally dropped this man. Shot him, killed him, done. My husband's client said, "I feel like it's related to the fact that he wouldn't sign that paper." He said there was just nothing he could really do about it. He was just so upset. I got to thinking, what is really going on here? And I found out a few things. I wanted to know what the deal was. Why in the world would it be so important for this hospital to have this man sign off on so many of his family members dying due to the coronavirus? And doing some digging, I found out that hospitals all over the world are being paid extra incentives to say that people have died from COVID-19. According to Senator Scott Jensen, he represents Minnesota. He's also a doctor. He appeared on Fox News with Laura Ingraham when he revealed a very disturbing piece of information. Dr. Jensen said that American Medical Association is now encouraging doctors to overcount coronavirus deaths across the country. Every hospital, every care facility, every coroner's office, you get my drift. They're receiving, just like Dr. Jensen did, a 7-page instructional booklet on how to fill out a death certificate saying that this person died of COVID-19, even when they don't have lab tests to back it up. So I was like, what's going on here? From the time I heard about coronavirus until probably about an hour and a half ago, I've sat on the fence. I found myself having really good days where nothing bothered me, and then days I would think this through and it would feel like the sky's falling, I remember standing in Walmart, y'all, looking around, and everybody's in rubber gloves, everybody's got a face mask, everybody's cleaning their buggies. And I thought, dang, this is the damn Twilight Zone. And as much as I hate to admit this, that was the very last time I had my PPE on. Truly. I figured if it's getting me, it's getting me. I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth. That's how frustrated this thing's had me. Now I'm going to share something with you, and it's changed my mind completely. I'm not out here trying to change anybody's mind. I'm just sharing with you what I found. So I kept wondering, why is it hitting people that are elderly and already sick? It's really not. That's just what people are being paid to put down. Let me explain really fast. Dr. Jensen came out and spoke about this in an interview, and he told the interviewer this: anytime healthcare intersects with dollars, things get awkward. Right now, Medicare, keep that in mind, y'all, has determined that if you have a COVID-19 admission to the hospital, that hospital gets paid $13,000. If that COVID-19 patient goes on a ventilator, that hospital gets nearly $40,000. That's 3 times as much. Nobody can tell me after 35 years in the world of medicine that sometimes those kinds of things impact on what we do. Here in the United States, if you're not familiar with Medicare, Medicare is for the elderly. It's for the 65 and up typically. It's a government insurance. Those with disabilities on disability receive it also. If not Medicare, they're on Medicaid. And that's just about the same thing. Now, rooting around, I found that all of these elderly centers, these old folk homes, as they're called here in the States, man, people are dropping like flies from the coronavirus. Or are they? Listen to me. Understand what I'm saying. In my personal opinion, doctors, medical facilities, old folk homes, coroners, whoever's filling out a dang death certificate, if they put down that that patient died as a result of the COVID-19, they are getting a monetary kickback. If a ventilator is pulled out and used on that patient, they're getting nearly 3 times as much of a kickback as if they would otherwise. So I'm hearing about this shortage of ventilators. Really? I don't think so. With my own brain, it's telling me that we are unnecessarily shoving ventilators down people's throats that don't require one. The hospital requires one, not the patient. And I was reading CDC paperwork, and it says this: if the person has lung cancer and you think they show symptoms of COVID-19 and they die, they're dying from COVID-19. If a person has diabetes and they lose their life from diabetes, yet you can prove they have symptoms of COVID-19, COVID-19 is what you put down. And I'm not making this up. Now listen, this is from their website. Medicare payment increase for a COVID-19 diagnosis. And it totally answers all my questions as far as why does this virus aim towards the unhealthy, aim towards the disabled, aim towards the elderly, 65 and over, because those in the United States are the ones that receive the government, Medicare, Medicaid. Can I say this is on their website? And they themselves called out Dr. Jensen as a liar, saying, hey, no way, we don't pay extra for COVID-19 deaths. We don't pay extra for COVID-19 diagnosis, for COVID-19 ventilators. He's a liar. You would think these jokers would be smart enough to take the bullshit down off of their own website, especially if they're going to call somebody a liar. We have been told to douse ourselves in alcohol, which, by the way, breaks you down. Use very little. If you can get away with it, use soap and water. Mask up. Don't go out in public without your breathing mask. People are dropping like flies from the coronavirus. Ooh, and if you're old or you're sick, you best stay at home. And if you go out, you better stay at least 6 feet away from each other. This is the worst thing we've ever seen in our history. This is a horrible pandemic, and it's got a round 2 on the way. Really? Here's what the CDC says. In 2017, right under 9,000 people died per day in the United States. Yet we're being told that 2020 so far has beat out the last couple of years in death tolls. But then the CDC contradicts everything that we're being told. In 2020 so far, the total death rate in the United States is below average. Below average. Then you have a link that they leave behind that'll shoot you right over to how to bill for COVID death. It's ridiculous. I know there's a sickness out there. I get it. It's real. Is it as bad as they're making it out to be? No, I don't think so. I don't have all the answers. I just know what I found out, and it just don't add up to me. And I believe the Bible, and I'm going to tell you something. This is in the Bible. This is the great deception. That's the season we're in. If you have a second, I'd like to share with you what happened to me 3 days ago. I haven't even told my closest friends. So I received an email from a Laura. She was going on and on, being a little passive-aggressive. Oh, I love your channel. You have a great personality, funny sense of humor, blah, blah, blah. But I don't appreciate you talking about Dr. Fauci. I don't appreciate you treating this as if it's not real. I'm very disappointed. My 2 children, who happen to be in the medical field, are in this day in and day out. They're on the front lines battling this. They have bruises across their face from masks. They're in the thick of things. And I don't have time for magic. I have to believe in science. When you say lots of love and many blessings, I breathe it in. I'm worried we're not going to get through this. As a mother, I'm sure you can appreciate that. So I go to write this person back. I want to explain to them, hey, look, sorry I offended you. I have the right to an opinion, and you have the right not to be here. As for your children, consider it a blessing that they're able to gain bruises across the face from their mask. My 2 oldest boys, one being a pharmacist, working day in and day out with all of these sick people, and the other one working in the middle of a metropolitan city overcrowded with idiots. Neither one have the luxury to have bruises across their face from masks. As far as your magic comment goes, I'm assuming you're meaning God, right? And it's with God's magic, as you say, that helps me and my family get through this world. Me and my family put God first. And my king, my God, my magic, as you refer to him, supersedes your science. I'll be praying over our children's safety and good health, and our peace as mothers. Feel free to write me anytime, Laura. And I hit send, and immediately it bounces back. I'm blocked. That is so frustrating for me. I can't stand a coward. Anyway, I dig around. I want to find this person. Cannot find this person. So I take their email address and I go on a hunt. And the only thing it pulls back is this. A link to a PDF that won't open, by the way, that says we urge you to take strong action against excessive speculation in commodities from the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, a government website. So are government people going around trying to intimidate people that talk about this, that talk about Fauci, that talk about the pandemic, that talk about the vaccinations? I'm just not easily intimidated. It's a blessing and a curse, trust me. You really cannot be as nosy as I am and easily intimidated. It doesn't work. I'd like to know your opinions on that email and where it comes from. Anyway, y'all, please take really good care of yourselves. I look forward to hearing from you on this. No matter what's going on in our lives today, let's make it like one of the best. And I'll see you soon. We'll talk fast. Stay safe and be blessed.